Now, I told you all the other day that I would have random videos number 16 up tonight, Sunday night. Well, I hate to say it, that didn't happen. Instead, it was my wife and I's last day of vacation, and we wanted to go out and do something fun. So we did something we hadn't done since the garage sales kind of sucked around this area this fall. We went antiquing at an antique mall over in Indiana, about a 35-minute ride away. And tonight I came back home with a couple new victims. The one is in pretty rough shape. The other one's a pretty neat find. It's in this box I'll show you here in a minute. When I was up the East Coast last October visiting my brother in Virginia Beach, there was an Admiral set that looked just about like this Zenith right here. It was all Bakelite, and it was a beautiful set, and they wanted $95 for it, unrestored. And it wasn't rough. I'm sure somebody would have come along and snapped it up at some point. I've seen a couple others since then. But this Zenith set reminded me a lot of that Admiral, so I picked it up. The booth owner wanted $20 for it. Now what this is a Zenith. I don't have a model number yet, and I'll have it when I flip it over here in a little bit. It's an AM radio, which I'm assuming probably the front end is just an AA5 tube radio, but it's coupled with a corbra-matic record changer. And this thing's pretty rough. But I love the way it's Zenith corbra-matic, how it has that cool styling right there. Let me grab the light. We'll come in a little closer here. But I thought this was a pretty neat set. My wife thought I was crazy for dragging it home. But it does have 16, 33, 45, and a 0, like a neutral position. And it will play automatically for 45s, 78s, and 33s, and it has a manual position. You can pick it up and move it by hand. The turntable is free. It will move. Isn't that cool looking? And very, very sleek and stylish. And on the tone arm, the back of the tone arm there, it says Zenith Cobra. And it does have a needle in it. Everything is polished out. As you can see, there's a lot of rust. The hinges are all rusty. A better look at the front. All the dial numbers wore off the dial down in here. You can't really even see any of the positions on the dial there to the left, and the dial to the right's even worse. It's very rough. Now this cabinet is all Bakelite. I love that because I like these Bakelite cabinets. They look so handsome when they've been polished up and taken care of. And in this particular one, there is some warping here and there. I can see a bit of a crack right there, gap. This is all pop metal in the front. I'm hoping that cleans up okay. I really hope that cleans up okay. She's definitely a diamond in the rough. And I noticed when I was looking at this at the antique store, I think the lid's a little warped too. You got a bit of a gap on this side, right in here, that you don't have on this side. And you can tell by looking at the unit from the front, it's shifted more to the right. You can also tell that right here too. It will move some, so I might be able to shim it back or adjust them hinges on the back. Maybe something got a little out of whack. But let me flip this up so I can find a model number on it, and I'll pick back up here in a minute. Okay, here's a look at the bottom of the unit. This is a chassis 5L06, and I'm not sure of the model number down here. It says model right there, and all you can see is 566 left over, so I don't know if that's a model L566 or a model C566, but she's pretty rough. The bottom of the motorboard's all rusted up. There's the back side of the radio chassis, however you want to call it. I see the big orange electrolytic, like the Sprite electrolytic up in there. I've seen worse work okay. Yeah, for 20 bucks it ain't too bad. Should make a nice little project. That line cord's just as petrified as much as it can be. So there's a look at a Zenith AM phonograph combo with the corbra-matic changer. Probably from the 50s, I'm guessing. Late 40s, early 50s, somewhere in there. It's a model something 566 using the 5L06 chassis. Well, I took out the protective cover between the phonograph and the backside of the AM radio chassis. And there's our speaker and audio output transformer. Very, very musty and dank in there. A few new tubes. There's some RCs and RCA, and see a couple Zenith tubes there. And I believe that this is, I don't know though, I only see 4 tubes here instead of 5. Unless there's one someplace else. I see 3 on the left side over there around the electrolytic. And I see 1 right here. And I do see a date code of November 12th, 1953. It's right there behind that IF transformer. Which is awesome. I'm glad to see that there are no automatic corporation IF transformers in this thing. Those things suck to rebuild. So there you have it, guys. A Zenith AM phonograph combo from 1953 with a chassis. I said this wrong before. It's a chassis 5L08, not 06. Now, I haven't explored down into this box that this radio came in, but let's see what's down in here. This thing feels heavy. It looks like it might have been the original packing paper this thing came in. Some packing stuff. Oh, whoa, wow, what do we got here? I wonder if that's what the packing paper was tied to the radio with. Here we have a thing about shipping damaged. I might have gotten my... Oh, looky there. There's the actual card that goes with this radio. Perfect shape. Oh, that's neat. Tells about the features of the radio. What else is down here? This thing's still fairly heavy. So yep, I did some digging down the bottom of the box, and that's all there is. Very nice looking set. That's black, not brown. I think a little bit of cleaning this thing will look very well off. I'm about to get into the chassis. A chassis. I don't know why somebody would have been underneath there messing around, but who knows. Like I said, this is an important paper, according to the important paper, about damage or loss while shipping. And this is our card that would have came with this when it was sold. And it says it's ebony color, according to the box right there. Admiral Radio Phonographs, Radio Television, America's Smart Set, Chicago, Illinois. This is a model R11 Ebony. Manufacturers of automatic radios and phonographs. So it's kind of a neat find. And like I said, I about bet you this paper was what the radio was packaged in. And was probably tied back together with this string right here. Very neat. So all in all today, all was spent. This guy wanted $40 for this. I gave him $30. And I give $20 on the Zenith phono radio combo. And I bought some other records, so about $58. That's not a bad day.